What's up guys, Storyverse89 here, back with another episode of Kerbal Space Program, and today we're launching this rocket from the last episode. And yeah, the pencil looking rocket that's supposed to go to the second moon out, and hopefully land without dying. So you have to enter the atmosphere and land on the planet for some reason in the opposite order of what you're supposed to do. I don't know how that works, but okay. So let's get right into it. Now, this is obviously just an Atlas, slightly modified by me to give it the main engine on both sides, to give it a little bit extra kick, and I also removed the Werner engines because I didn't think they'd be as necessary on this rocket, because it's a little more aerodynamic than some payloads carried by the Atlas. So I thought it would be fine to leave the Werner engines off. Um, I mean, as said last time, this mission, it's purely dedicated to landing on the surface as quick as possible. And we still have the cheat station guys sitting in orbit. We gotta bring them back eventually. But they've been kind of fine up there, so there's been no reason to bring them back. We probably will bring them back soon, though. There goes that booster skirt. And we are now at the point where we can start our progressive tilt. And there we go. Now that we are kind of flying past, wow, that is really hot. I feel like in real life this thing probably would have burned up. Or at least had some kind of heat problem, because the Atlas was very thin aluminum. Like, I mean, it wasn't that thin, but it was pretty thin for rocketry, so this thing probably would have melted under the velocity that we're currently going, which was in the atmosphere about like 2,000 meters per second, which is really, really, really fast. Faster than a orbital rocket should be going at of early design. On the bright side, all we have to do now is get this thing into orbit, plan a maneuver, and to get to the moon. Or not the moon, but we're going to go to the second moon out, Titania, which we do have an orbiter around. I think it was my Advanced Titan orbiter. I need to double check if that was the rocket up there, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Other than it will give us relay capabilities. There we go, the Atlas stage has been discarded. And there's a little itty bitty command antennas. So now we need to set this as our target. And this is just a boring maneuver stage, so I'll see you guys when I'm done. Alright, and the maneuver's done, as you see. Now, it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, because I forgot that I had the MechJeb maneuver planner, so it goes by really quickly when you have that. Because I don't want to wait forever for maneuver nodes to be done, so I usually just have a computer do it for me, because I don't want to spend my time doing a really long maneuver. But luckily, it won't be that long before we arrive. We're going to do a little bit of in-orbit science while we're here. In high orbit, and then low orbit science once we get closer. So we're going to do some charged particles, even though this thing is supposed to have a large camera. For some reason. I don't know why it's saying I don't have that now. Okay, well we only had 2 experiments anyway, so... or actually no. Okay. Can toggle that. Or actually, we'll leave that out until we actually deorbit. It should be relatively soon. We're going to be diving into the atmosphere pretty soon, and that is not an ocean, it's just very weird looking rock. Which actually confused me the first time. I thought it was a really low quality ocean, and then I realized, oh. It's actually it's actually just very strange looking rock. Okay, well I got distracted by it, by the poor textures of the ground glitching out. I remember why I didn't come here before, because it hurts my eyes to land on this planet. And the other stage is... Whoa. Hit the ground surprisingly rough, so I guess it's dead. We will analyze some charged particles. And I guess that's it for this probe on this extremely painful surface to look at. Oh, God. Alright, well, we've landed, so that's all we need to do with this probe. I guess we could take off again if we wanted to, but I don't think we really need to do that. Maybe we'll explore this planet again at some point, or this moon again at some point, but the surface is so painful to look at. Anyway, I'll see you guys back at the Space Center, and we'll plan our next probe. And welcome back to the not the VAB. Welcome back to this main area, and it looks like... we have an orbit contract with Kerbals. Dock 2 vessels in orbit of Titania, which is not the greatest contract. Okay, so aim at the Mun and miss. You know what, we'll get rid of that one. We don't need that one. And base construction. We're pretty early for that. So I think we're going to skip base construction for right now. We do have satellites. Should navsat in an adjusted orbit. Navsat cannot move anymore. And then I guess we could build an orbital station, which would be a pretty fun next couple of episodes, but I don't know if we actually want to do that. What are my active contracts? Bring a Munstone back with me. Oh yeah, so another lunar landing. Data from the surface of the Mun. And dock. So it looks like our next contracts are going to be a bit of a doozy. We're almost to some better parts, so we're going to buy a very expensive upgrade. And now we should be able to actually get the Daleth 4, aka the Delta 4 Heavy, and some of the Sarnus stages, aka Saturn stages, which will actually allow us to... Actually, wait. Oh, this is the main stuff. We might actually be able to do a fully fledged lunar landing. There's the LEM. Oh, there's the LEM. Alright, the LEM is pretty far along. We will probably get to do an Apollo landing at some point, but maybe not soon. Although I guess we could do an Orion mission of sorts with the Daleth 4, aka Delta 4 Heavy. Because the capsule was launched on that, and it's much more powerful in this save, or in Kerbal Space Program, so we might do that. But, I think we're going to go interplanetary now. That actually might be pretty fun to do. But we need to figure out what we want to bring. And I think I know just the thing. So to go interplanetary early, which is a thing I can do now, we're going to bring... Oh, wow, that satellite's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Jeez. Okay, just gotta throw that away. We're gonna get 2 probes together. So we're gonna get this one and this large reentry test probe. We're going to get it a little fairing and some interstage nodes. Like that. Can this thing decouple? This thing have a decoupler? No, it does not. Alright, this thing doesn't have a decoupler, which is kind of bad. Alright, there we go. A nice decoupler. Got this thing strapped onto the probe, the main probe core, which will be our little relay bus. And then we need, of course, a fuel tank. Stick that on there and call that good. Actually, no. That looks weird. We're going to give you this one instead. This goofy looking spark engine with a boat tail. And we're also going to give you I'm going to give you some actual like relay equipment because you need to relay back to the satellite you're carrying. So basically, it's going to carry 2 satellites, and we're going to test them in Kerbin orbit first. Actually, do we need to? I don't think we need to. We do need a relay. Antenna type relay. Okay, so this is an antenna type relay. How much does this throw off our weight? Not much, actually. Okay, so now we have 2 dishes. We have the Opal High Gain for interplanetary travel, and the Moss GTA tracking antenna, which should allow us to relay back to our little lander, or our atmospheric entry probe, with relative ease. But it only gives us... It gives us 900 fuel. We're gonna need more than that. Although, I guess not really. If we give it, like, I'll say 3 more, that gives us 1500 fuel. That's more than enough if we have a sturdy transfer vessel, which I do have a really good transfer vessel I can bring with us. Why does this not have a shroud? I don't know why it doesn't want a shroud when it has the boat tail, but whatever. And of course we're going to pack this thing with a Daleth upper stage. This one should be enough. Maybe. A payload adapter. The metal look to it instead. And the Bell upper stage engine. That gives us another 1500. There we go. Alright, we pushed it in a little bit and extended it out a little bit. Now we can... I mean, this thing's basically ready to go. Just gotta hope it doesn't, hope that it, doesn't die. Because that would be pretty bad if it died. I think we've packed everything thoroughly, though. And I guess we could give it the Orbis solid motor, but I don't think we're to that point yet where we have to use that kind of stage. So we will give it this little housing here. I don't know how well this is going to work, but why won't it let me grab it? There we go, finally. Give it a slightly smaller shroud. Sure, it's a weak engine, but it's what we need right now. And there we go. The Prometheus 1 is ready to go. The first interplanetary vessel that we have. Because why not? Just give that a little fairing, or not a fairing, a pack right there. Pull this down. And there we go. That should suffice. I thought you might want to watch the fancy one. The early one, that is. Looks a little weird if we put it like slightly above it. Yeah, it still looks a little weird, but whatever. It should be alright. And here we are on the launch pad with the goofy looking Prometheus rocket. We're going to power up that engine and lift off of the Prometheus 1, a cursed looking small rocket designed to bring our little probe, our first interplanetary probe, off to the races. And hopefully get us some good science. And it's flipping. Okay, well, there we go. I don't know what happened there, but, you know. I think I turned just too early. And it started flipping out on me. So we're going to wait a little longer to do a more intense gravity turn. And very slowly. Do the gravity turn? Yeah, like, there we go. Oh, nope, it's doing it again. Alright, third time's the charm. This thing has to make it now. Please, don't die this time. I don't think the 45-degree angle is going to be... Are you kidding me? Mother... And we're back to the drawing board with the weird one, which apparently cannot take off because, for whatever reason, it's deciding to be difficult. So, we're going to give this thing a couple of winglets on the boosters, and that should be more than enough. I swear to God, if this rocket doesn't take off one more time, I'm going to die. Okay, and here we go. Honestly, I think it's because the fairing is so big. I just think this rocket's too small for such a large fairing, but you know, you do what you do, I guess. Seems like we're already doing much better control-wise. It looks like we're gonna make that gravity turn. There, look at that. We finally did the gravity turn, and the weird one is on its way. Using winglets. Honestly, there's not much to say about this rocket, so I'll just see you in orbit, and yeah, we'll get this thing on its way. And we're back on the dark side of Kerbin. With 45 meters per second of delta V remaining in the first stage, we have successfully made orbit with the Prometheus 1, with the Weird One mount, to make it look super goofy looking. Now, our only goal is to get to the Red Planet. A planet surprisingly distant from here, and we're going to see how long it takes for a good maneuver to be ready. Let's see. 47 days, that's actually not too bad. So we are going to wait an eternity for this thing to turn towards its maneuver. However, we have 47 days to spare, so it's not that bad. We have 70 days on cheat stations, so by the time this mission's done, we'll actually be able to bring back the cheat station crew. Right about then. That'll be fun. Finally bring them back after their age-long mission. Oh god, what just happened to the Delta V? Okay, I don't know what happened to the maneuver right there, but it decided to freak out. Now the probe is freaking out. Yeah, there. Now it's not having a seizure anymore. Alright, there we go. Our maneuver has been replotted. And now we just have to turn in the direction of the maneuver and not fly past it. Oh boy, this is going to take a while, isn't it? And we've done it, the first maneuver to another planet. Now, it does kind of mean we need to recorrect it a little bit because it's kind of off by like a lot. But it's going to be like 11 days before we actually reach the maneuver node, so we can actually use RCS for this because we don't need to go too hard on the maneuvering. Go too fast past our maneuver. Boom. Basically got exactly on point. And now we just face around to not retrograde, prograde. And now we got a time warp there, so I'll see you guys in a trajectory to Duna. And actually, welcome to Cheat Station, because as it turns out, we do need to bring the crew back now. So we're gonna check what our science is at right now. We're gonna stop research and transmit the science. Are you kidding me? There's no available comms in range. Okay. Well, that means we're gonna have to come back later and transmit the science, because we do need to get that done. It's like Jeb and Bob are going to separate from the station come morning. So, I guess we have to, bring these dudes back. I thought we were going to transmit the science that we had been making over the last several episodes, because I think this station was completed in the Orbital Shenanigans episode. But it appears we will not be able to transmit the science we waited so long to do. So I guess we're just going to bring these guys back now. We're going to boost away from the station before going full throttle. And touchdown. We're going to clear the escape hatch. There we go. And now the Kerbals can step outside for the first time. Oh, damn, he just did a 360 out of the pod. That's how excited Jebediah is to be outside again. And that capsule is very buoyant. Oi. Alright, well, for the first time in a long time, Jebediah is back in the water of Kerbin, and he can't get back in the capsule. Come on, Jeb, you can do it. I believe in you. If you spam F enough, you can get inside the capsule. Or not. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to pick up Jeb in a minute. We're gonna take a surface sample of the water and an EVA report, which is for some reason quite a bit of science. He's gonna take off his helmet to store that data. And it looks like we'll be seeing Jeb in a little... Whoa. Be seeing Jeb in a little while. And welcome back to the Space Center. We have just completed our mission, brought Jeb back, and we have unlocked better parts, including most of the Saturn V parts. Except for, I think, a few. It's like there's a few tanks that we don't have yet. Including the second generation upgrades, but we haven't even gotten the first generation. I think next we'll probably be getting this part, and the capsule, which will get us the Kane capsule, unless we... Yeah, here's the Kane, which is the Apollo capsule. So we do have the actual parts in terms of... Wait. Alright, okay. In terms of just, like, the actual rocket itself, but we don't have the capsule or the lander. I think this is a good place to end the episode. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for episode 12, where we do something cooler. See you guys next time.